Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi. Yeah, that's about what I thought. Hmm. That's unusual. Hmm. Huh. A little delayed. I wonder where everybody is. Is that? Can you guys hear me all right? I'm just wondering, because I'm wondering if there's something up with the bar. Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone's here or. Hmm. Yeah, weird. Okay. Okay, I gotta restart this because for whatever reason you guys aren't showing up. Okay, I gotta restart this because for whatever reason you guys. So I'm just gonna restart it here real quick and hopefully you guys will pop up. Okay, yeah, okay, there you guys are. Alright. Okay. Alright. Well, what's up, guys? Hey, hello, so I know who's here. Just yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know what's going on because the chat on my side is like completely frozen. Like so right now I'm actually looking at you guys from my phone, but like I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it's actually not showing up. So yeah. And then if I reset it, then the new questions pop up. So I don't know. I think YouTube's being stupid again. Yeah, like if I recite it, then it's fine. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it. I guess I can work with this. I mean, let me ask you guys: can you guys see each other's comments? Because that's what's important. As long as you guys can see each other's, then I can work around this. It's only like a slight technical hiccup that hopefully will get it fixed next week. But can you guys see each other's questions? It's a little I can't even tell. Yeah. Someone typed something. Because first it wasn't like first it's not working on the. Okay. Now it's working. All right. Now okay there. Thank you, Shepard. Okay. Now for some reason it's working on the computer, so now I don't need this. Okay. So I don't need this. That's good. Thank you. All right. Dark Knight is my favorite movie of all time. Well, that's my second favorite movie of all time, tied with Terminator 2. Inception still is my favorite movie of all time. And the funny thing, now that daylight savings time, I think it's either started because we fall back, the sun comes down sooner. So if it gets too dark, I'll just I can do this now. I can just adjust the lighting quality right now while we're here. But how have you guys been the last week? A lot of crazy news going on. I'm gonna get a lot of hate if I say I think Batman Begins is a bit overrated. I don't think it's overrated. I think it's a great film, but I think it's a good origin story, and that's something the other Batmans don't really. They didn't really push it too hard. Yeah, let's tone that down. Yeah, that's fine. But no, I don't think it's overrated. I do think it's a great film. You should do a video of the worst Suits. No, I don't want to do Suits. I don't want to do Batman's because Batman is the least interesting. Here's the funny thing about Batman movies. Batman is typically the most uninteresting character in his films. It's always been about the villains. So I don't think it's fair. So I feel okay doing a ranking of some villains, but I don't really feel comfortable doing Batman actors or Batman characters or anything involving the Batman because they, despite being the lead of the film, they're the most uninteresting element of any Batman film. Even if they're good. It's like Michael Keaton's Batman is cool and he's the lead, but Jack Nicholson's Joker is the focus. So is Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito's Penguin and Catwoman. Or Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face or Jim Carrey. Even if the portrayal of Batman is good, it's not as interesting as the villains. So that's why I've really never felt the need to rate the Batmans because it's they're not even that interesting. They're good, they do their job, they're the lead, but they're not interesting. Is The Force Unleashed 2 one of the worst games you've ever played? No, Shepard. It's not an awful game. It's just short. You can beat that game in less than 3 hours. I literally was able to beat. I remember, I actually went to the midnight releasing of that game, and I actually still have the collector's edition. And I got it at midnight, and I was able to beat that game before 4 a.m. And I was just what the heck? Why is this game so short? That's its problem. Hey, what's up, Jackie Boy? Welcome to the stream. Winter Ghost. You just finished God of War Ragnarok. I'd argue it is currently the best version of Kratos. I don't know about best version. I say mature version because this is an older Kratos, and so I think both portrayals work for each version of Kratos. So yeah, that's why I can't say that one version is better than the other because they both fit perfectly with the time period of which we are at that part of Kratos' life. That's why I really won't pick. So yeah. Why was Jason Todd and Arkham Knight and Why was Jason Todd the Arkham Knight and Arkham Knight? Oh, why was he? Oh, well, that goes to the whole Red Hood storyline. I think he just felt betrayed. So, yeah, that's in the comic books. But he doesn't call himself Arkham Knight. He's Red Hood. So yeah, they just took the Red Hood storyline and they just kind of altered it a little bit. He was brainwashed. I mean, kind of, but it dealt more with the Lazarus Pit story era. So Jackie Boy, you got over a cold. Okay, well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Who would win between Winter Soldier and Arkham Knight? I think Winter Soldier would. Well, I don't know. It's tough. At first glance, I go Winter Soldier. Yeah, I'd go with Winter Soldier. I'd feel comfortable with that. Honestly, I kind of enjoy it. Dark Knight Rises a bit more than Batman Begins, and that's perfectly fine. Like, I think Dark Knight Rises is also a great film. I think all three of them are great films. I just think that Dark Knight Rises is the weakest of the three, even though it's still a great film, and it was easily the best film I saw that year. Yeah, no question. Uh, I saw online Fortunately Sweet was going to be open one. I saw something like it recently. I don't think that would have been a good idea. I think to do something like that at that time period would have been a bit too ambitious, and it wouldn't have worked. I really don't think a game like what they're doing is essentially what Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor was doing. I think that's what they were trying to make that style of game back then. I think that's just too ambitious. I don't think they would have been able to pull that off. Bane is your favorite Batman villain? Well, he is pretty famous, so understandable. What is my favorite NC weapon in Mass Effect? Oh, easy the pulse rifle. Wait, let me double check. Yeah, the particle rifle. Yeah, easily. It's easily the best weapon in the game. You equipped all three of your characters with that, like you go to town on anybody. Which is why, yeah. Hey, you saw what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday? Who's a bigger menace, Zeus or Odin? I think Odin. I think he's a little bit more annoying. He acts more like a Dawn boss, and Zeus is just a flat out dictator. So I think Odin was a little bit much. Huh? I feel bad for Thor from God of War. Yeah, I feel bad. Yeah, I feel bad. What happened? Did I see the Dark Knight in IMAX? Yes, I did. I saw the Dark Knight 3 times in theaters, and then I think a couple days later I bought a bootleg copy of that, and I I think that's the only film I recall I ever bought an illegal bootleg copy of that, because I just didn't have time to. And I was in college at the time. I was in my first year of college, so it was just like, I paid. I felt like, well, I paid 3 times to see this in theaters. I deserve to be able to watch this film whenever I want it. I think the only other time I did that, I saw Dark Knight Rises. I saw that multiple times. Definitely saw that in IMAX. I did that with Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2. I saw that at least 3 times in theaters. And I saw Man of Steel at least 3 times. So, yeah. The election? Oh, I didn't want to pay attention to that. I don't want to get involved in that kind of stuff. Elections if there's one thing I've learned about elections, they're irrelevant, and they bring out the very worst in people. I don't want to be around people around election time. It's never good. It's no good. Both sides were bad. I don't think I'll ever vote in an election, because I mean, one party is incompetent and the other one just makes things worse. There's no one wins here. And what's more is that, like, the funny thing about these periods is that it's kind of crazy. 4 years went by so fast. Like, I literally don't remember anything that Biden did. I literally can't, like, COVID felt like it happened, like, not that long ago, despite the fact that was 4 years ago. And, like, Trump's term was over, like, so quickly, like, I remember when that happened, like, people wanting to, like, move to Canada, and, like, the immigration website, like, crashed. Like, I remember like it was yesterday, yet that was, like, 8 years ago. So, like, these next 4 years are going to go by so fast, and then we're going to go through this cycle again. So, yeah, I don't get involved in this stuff. Like, I do my best to stay out of the way. No good comes from elections. No good. Did you hear BioWare is now focusing on Mass Effect 5? Whatever. It's been like, what, 8 years since a Mass Effect game has come out? Like, show me a trailer first. Oh, good God. 7 years. Yeah. Andromeda came out in 2017. And they've been teasing another Mass Effect game for, like, ever. So, I want to see a trailer, some gameplay, and a release date, and then we'll talk Mass Effect. But, like, yeah. I don't want to see teasers. I don't want to see pictures. I don't want to see speculation. I want an official announcement that another game is coming. Not a teaser. Just, like, show me something concrete telling me that this game is coming out. Still, what would Insomniac Spider-Man do? I don't know what the hell Spider-Man would do. I don't want anything to do with that Spider-Man anymore. Do I have my copy of The Dark Knight? Absolutely. Yeah, right here. This is the very copy I got when I was in college. The very same copy. And I even have the I actually have the Dark Knight Rises collector's edition case, which comes with like the broken correct cowl, and I even got the Man of Steel steel case for that. It comes in like
it's like right over there.
Yeah, oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, so the Dark Knight Rises. It opens in the back. So yeah. And this is the Man of Steel. See, that's how you know I saw it a lot of times. That's how I back it up. If I go out of my way to buy a steel case collector's edition for a movie that's lated, this is number 27,703 out of just 50,000 of these. You know I had to have seen it multiple times in theaters and saw it in IMAX. Like, I would never go that far for anything less. Am I going to play Grand Theft Auto 6? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe sometime after it comes out. That way the hype dies down. But like that's not a game that like I feel like I need to play immediately. Like it'll be something that I eventually pick up. I'll play, but like it'll just be another Grand Theft Auto game. It's the most anticipated game of it. Yeah, that's why I try to avoid politics. Yeah, that's what I do. Random fact of the day: Paul Bettany is the voice of Grandpa Max from Ben 10, Roy Campbell, and Perception Transformers. Yeah, I know that. Speaking of Metal Gear, I found out that apparently apparently it was like one of the worst kept secrets. But the woman who did the voice of Ariel for The Little Mermaid, the 1989 film, she's the voice of Eva. But she went under like a false name because she didn't want the exposure at the time. So they officially announced it that this is who was the voice actress for Eva. I'd always wondered who that was. Like if she comes to MGS Con 3, I'm gonna take that poster again for a third year to MGS Con, and I'm gonna have her sign it. So I think it's kind of funny. I had Lori Allen, who did the voice of the boss, sign it first at MGS Con 1. Then I had David Hayter, who's the voice of Solid Snake, sign it at MGS Con 2. And then I might get her to sign it at MGS Con 3. And that's a picture of Eva. So I was like, why can't I have her? Because for the longest time, we didn't know who that was. So I did find that pretty cool. Last was an Andromeda, then there was the Legendary. Yeah, I don't count re-releases as like a new Mass Effect game. So do I think Andromeda was disappointing? No, I liked Andromeda. It's my third favorite Mass Effect game. I would pick Andromeda over Mass Effect 1. I wouldn't pick it over 2 and 3, but I think Mass Effect Andromeda, it's a flawed game, but I had a lot of fun with it. I would definitely, put it like this. I like the Tempest ship more than the Normandy. I like the design. There's a lot about Andromeda that I like that is actually better in Andromeda than in any of the original 3 games. But yeah, I still had a lot of fun with it. Describe Andromeda in 2 words. Fun game. I had a lot of fun with it. I've done like multiple playthroughs. I did both a male and female version of Ryder. I tried multiple romantic options. I tried multiple different paths. I did a Renegade playthrough with one character. I did a Paragon playthrough with one character just to see what would be the difference in. Heck, I had a great time. Politics are just breeding ground for, yeah. Nothing good comes from it. It's weird. And it's every 4 years. They're both extremist groups. They're both bad for different reasons. It's like, do you want brain cancer or lung cancer? Both are fatal, but it's just like, pick your poison. One doesn't believe in progress and can't get anything done. One believes in too much progress and ruins things. It's just like, it doesn't work. And there's like no middle ground. Like, one thing I've never heard one person on either party say a nice thing about the other. And it seems like they're so extreme, except they don't want to go as far as to flat out kill each other. It's weird. It's like they'll rant and rave and attack each other, except take that extra mile. Like, how we have not had a second civil war is amazing. Have I ever seen the angry? Are you Rocket? Is that a serious question? The angry video game nerd? Have I seen him? Buddy, I've been watching the angry video game nerd since I was in high school. He's been around. I'm shocked he's still going. He's been around a very, very, very long time. Like, that's crazy. Like, dude, I would be surprised. That guy has probably been around longer than probably either some of you have been alive, or by the time he started, some of you guys were probably kids or in diapers. Like, that guy has been around for a long time. Like, he was originally the angry Nintendo nerd. Like, people don't remember when he first started, that's what he was called. Grand Theft Auto is honestly kind of meh. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I've read the original, yeah. Dark Story, yeah. Oh, really? You got his autograph, Zach? Oh, that's awesome. Really? Okay, Jackie boy, then you need to, as soon as the stream is over, you need to go on like a 3-day binge and just watch his videos. Like, go all the way back to 2007. Start watching his older content. He's got like a lot of really great content that's, I think, holds up even to this day. And we are all caught up on questions, so I'm doing pretty good. I do want to make a compromised version of the Little Mermaid. It was slightly darker, but it was still a satisfying conclusion. Each version has its moments. What about the nostalgia critic? I think he stopped at some point. I think Doug stopped, and then he changed his name to the guy with the glasses. I believe that's what happened. And then there was like this big scandal going on, like around that website. I'm not sure if it's still going, but it was funny at the time. But I'm not sure if it's still going. I think Doug's still online, but you know. You haven't watched the Angry Video Game Nerd, but I've watched Angry Joe. Yeah, Angry Joe's also been around for a long time. And I've actually met him. Like, I think I've told the story of like the one and only time I met him. So I think I've told that story. So it was a pretty incredible moment. The original Cinderella is Egyptian, but most of the iconic elements, such as the glass slippers, come from French version. I did not know that. So, thanks Black Wolf for the info. But I did not know that. Yeah, it's just an original picture. I've watched many angry video game nerd videos. My favorite one has to be Batman Part 2 because he beats the Joker. Yeah, he starts taking those games, cartridges, and starts shoving them up his ass. And then he takes like the game box, he starts cramming it up his ass. So, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty funny. It's kind of quiet today. You guys all right? There's only 5 of you, and we usually have a lot more, and it's a little bit more lively. Usually, I have trouble keeping track of the questions, but it's mostly. Titus says more when he leaves. Wait a second. Titus says more when he leaves Zanarkand than Kamari does in the whole game. Well, Kamari is a Ronso of very few words. But when he speaks, it has meaning and importance. So you're not wrong, but I can't believe I lost to a Blackwing deck with my Dark Magician. It happens. Those stupid feather tokens can really screw you up. Yeah, I'm just struggling to think of anything. Yeah, I'm in that little bit of a funk right now. Like right now, I'm trying to come up with video ideas, and that's always the constant challenge. It's just trying to come up with ideas and trying to find ways to penetrate that algorithm barrier. And I think I figured out something that I could try. I think I was getting the most amount of interaction and views when I was either asking a question or I was talking about something controversial. I think the period of trying to do ranking videos isn't exactly over, but I don't think they interest you guys as much. So I think over the course of this month and definitely in December, I want to try that. Do videos that ask a question or go over a controversial topic in the world of gaming. Like a controversial idea. And that might invite invitation. Because I tell you this much, channel growth is going really, really good. Like we're already past 91. We're halfway to 92. And I'm like, that makes me feel really, really good. Because like my dream, like my goal is like okay, we've already reached our channel goal. But if we can hit like 92, optimistically 93, I think we can certainly hit 92 by the end of the year, meaning that we only need 8,000 subscribers for 2025, and the Versus Series kicks off in January, and with 7 matches, so January, February, so for the first 7 months from January all the way to July, a new Versus Series matchup. I think we could get the boost. We can get a boost of 8,000. I think so. That might be enough. I think that's my plan right now. So, what if? Oh my lord, the Atari Lynx. Oh my god, I cannot believe you remember that. Like that's like before my time. Ugh, that was like an uglier version of the Game Gear. That's like man. Maybe top 10 Nintendo MCS from games I've played. What's Jackie Boy? What's MCS? What does that mean? And Black Wolf. What if Lulu became as powerful as Doctor Strange? Well, then she'd be too powerful. But, you know. Hot take. I think the whole controversy with Assassin's Creed Yasuke was blown. I think it's blown out of proportion, too. I'm still excited to get that game. And heck, I'm still spending $250 to get the collector's edition. Like, I don't see what I mean. Like, people think that and here's the thing: a lot of people aren't thinking about. Like, I don't know about this Yasuke guy, but you do realize this is the first time, if this guy was real, if he was, we don't know. There's all kinds of historians that say, well, there's all kind of things. But if this was a real historical person, you do realize this is the first time in Assassin's Creed history we're playing as a historical character, a historical person. We've never done that before. Like, this is a first. And they want to focus on the negativity. Look, from what I can see, playing as the woman will feel more traditional, like old school style Assassin's Creed. And then playing as Yasuke will feel more like the more RPG style games. So essentially, you're getting both styles of gameplay, old school and recent, in one game. And I think that's phenomenal. And all I want is a fun experience. I don't care about the story. I don't care about the graphics. I just want to play a fun Assassin's Creed game. That is the bottom line. And I very much believe that this can do that. That doesn't mean I'm not excited for, like, other games coming out next year, but, like, I just want to play a fun game. Because I've not enjoyed... I skipped Mirage because I just wasn't interested, and I couldn't finish Valhalla. But, like, games like Odyssey and Origins, I absolutely love those games. Those are my number 2 and number 3 game behind only Black Flag. So... yeah, I'm still excited. Main characters, Nintendo? I don't know if I could do that. There aren't many of them. I'm not sure. Why was Nintendo 64 considered a... who the hell... what? Gordon, where are you getting that? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of anyone saying the N64 was a failure. This is a first. I don't think the N64 was a failure. Like, I've never heard of anyone saying anything negative about the N64. I mean, maybe they might say it's a failure because it didn't sell as much as the original NES or even the Super NES. Like, I'm just looking at the sales number. Like, the Nintendo 64 sold 32.9 million units compared to the Super Nintendo, which was 49.1, and the original Nintendo, which was 61. But, like, that was it did better than the GameCube by a wide margin. So, like, if you want to say the N64 was a failure, then the Nintendo was a failure. Because, hell, even the Xbox kind of slightly, barely outsold that. Well, the PlayStation, but the GameCube was going up against the juggernaut PlayStation 2. Ooh, that's close. Ooh. But yeah, I've never heard of anyone saying anything negative about the N64. It was like it was like a really good 3D console machine before the PlayStation came out. Even if it's not historically accurate, Assassin's Creed has never. Dude, I've been saying that for the longest time. It's like, you guys, like, you're upset because it's not being historically accurate. It's a fucking video game. If you want to learn about that history, go read a book, go to a library, or watch a goddamn documentary. I don't play Assassin's Creed to learn history. I play Assassin's Creed to feel like a badass and kill people. If you happen to have a story set in a historical time period, fine. But heck, I just want to do some killing now. I don't give a damn about historical accuracy. I mean, dude, if you want to go to gaming for history, I think that says more about you. Which redhead you like more, female Shepherd or... Ooh. I gotta go, Claire. I like Femme Shepherd, but I'm like... I don't think I'd date... I don't think I'd date Femme Shepherd. I think I would be... I'd work with Femme Shepherd, but I wouldn't date her. I think Femme Shepherd's cool, I think male Shepard's cool. They're both equally cool. Neither one's better. I've played plenty of playthroughs with Fem Shepherd and many playthroughs with male Shepherd, so they're perfect equals to me. But yeah, I would definitely go with Claire. I'd rather see a video game that is basically a remake of Live Alive Twilight Ito's Japan character. Yeah, that would be pretty good. Do you believe it? Didn't we talk about Cher last week? Really, Gordon? Didn't we have this discussion? The N64 was not considered a failure to my knowledge. Quite the opposite. Where have you heard that? That is the first time I've ever heard anybody say anything negative about the N64. I have nothing but good things to say about the N64. It was a great console. I still have mine that I grew up with. I still have it. I mean, and I think I even have a port that allows me to connect it and play it if I wanted to. Because Avalanche are medium country busters, at least my knowledge, which villain do you think was able to decimate? I don't know what Black Wolf. I don't know what villain that character's from, so I can't say. Gordon wants to know: did Cell in Dragon Ball Z make an appearance after Gohan killed him? Yes, if I remember correctly, he showed up in Hell with Frieza in GT. I do know that for a fact. They had like a little appearance. Yeah, like Cell and Frieza were in Hell, and Goku was a kid, and he kind of fought them both and beat them pretty easily. So yeah, I think he did have an appearance. Have I ever used cheat devices in game like Game Shark? Yeah, but that was like Game Shark. Yeah, but not very often. There aren't too many games that you could use Game Shark on, but I think a couple Game Boy games I can recall, but I didn't do that a lot. Was Dragon Ball GT considered a flop? No. I mean, I don't really know what the general opinion is. I mean, it's not the greatest story, but there's some cool elements. I mean, this new Daima is doing the exact same storyline, except everyone got turned to a kid. So it's just like, it must have had an impression on somebody, because this apparently was Akira Toriyama's last project. So he must have enjoyed an element of GT, because it's the exact same story. Heard about the N64 console remake that can play old games. I'm not sure if a remake. I'm aware that there are these consoles that have their library that you can just connect through your ports, and you can play through your USB ports. You can play them. I'm not sure if they've ever made one for N64 yet. Avalanche. Oh, you should have brought that up. Avalanche from Final Fantasy VII. Okay, yeah, I wish you were specific. Yeah. So Avalanche are medium country buster. Yeah. Oh, you're comparing them to how much damage they can do. I don't know. It's power scaling Final Fantasy teams. It's stressful. Do I like Diablo? I can't say I like Diablo. I did play the most recent one for a bit, but because I couldn't find anyone to play with, I just gave up on it. I never actually beat it. It was fun for a little bit, but it was clearly a game I wanted to play with other people. And the few times I was actually able to connect with players that were actually on the in the maps dungeons, those were fun times, but that didn't happen often. And again, I didn't know anybody who had it, so I think I would still be playing it now if I had a group of people to play with. Have I played Doom? What? Rocket? What? You must be new. Have I played Doom? I'm a 90s kid. Who the fuck didn't play Doom in the 90s? You crazy? I mean, the only Doom I've never played that I want to play is Doom 3. But I've played every Doom. Like I'm more shocked you would ask that. That is the most shocking question I've heard all day. Like, have I played Doom? Like, huh? That's like asking me have I ever played a Metal Gear game? I was like, where have you been the last 12 years? Like, I'm still in a state of shock. Have I ever Have I played Legend of Dragoon? Did you seriously ask me that? Fuck yes, I have! This thing was doing things in RPGs long before Final Fantasy came around. Fuck yes, I did! Thoughts on Baldur's Gate? No, Wonder Ghost. I've never played Baldur's Gate. It didn't look interesting to me. Favorite female squad member in Mass Effect? Ooh. Which Mass Effect? You gotta be specific. Yeah, you gotta give me a game. Because it's like, well, this character was like my love interest in this game, and I like this character as like a little sister, and I had to romance this character in this Mass Effect game, so you gotta be specific. It'll be a different answer depending on the game. Do I like Do I like Assassin? Do I like Assassin's Creed? Well, the fact that I'm about to spend $250 on the collector's edition, I think yes. Favorite male or female Final Fantasy character? Okay, well, that's easy. Favorite male character would have to go to Auron from 10. Favorite female character would go to Tifa. And Tifa's right there on the wall, so yeah. The thing about that's about funny as I figured Gordon. I think you just wanted to get a reaction out of me. You succeeded. I was about to have an I was you're trying to have me. You're trying to have me have this most shocking moment. Do I like Resident Evil 5? It's the greatest co-op video game I've ever played. Ever! Like, ever! I would be down to play co-op with that game anytime. Have I played Blaze Blue? No, I have not. I have not played that yet, Jackie Boy. But that is definitely on my list of games to play when I have enough time. So, yeah, that is definitely on my list of games to play. And we still got about 15 minutes. You voted for Cats. Okay. Is Assassin's Creed Collector's Edition the next extensive one that I've okay, wait. Is Assassin's Creed Collector's Edition the... No. $250 is not the most expensive. I believe the most expensive Collector's Edition I've ever picked up was either the Final Fantasy, I want to say 15. I think that was like 300. it's one of three. It was either Final Fantasy 15 Collector's Edition, because you could only buy that from Square Enix itself. No, you couldn't pre-order it anywhere else. It might be my Titanfall Collector's Edition, because that's the one with the helmet. So that was expensive in itself. Or it might be the Dead Space one with the helmet too, because that one you could only buy on a certain website also. Or it could be Dead Space 3. It's one of those four. But I know all three of those are definitely higher than 250. Definitely. I'm a believer. I couldn't... Man, you guys are just in a funky mood today, aren't you? Autocorrect messed you up? Oh, it's okay. It happens. Happens to me too, especially when I text. Have I played Shuri? No. No, Rocket. I have not played those games yet. That's also on the list of games to play when we find more time. But I've heard good things about them. Oh no. It's Japanese for water margin. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. These lyric games are just kind of whatever. Trust me, I've listened to enough good music before any of this modern stuff to recognize a lot of songs. By the way, just guys, give you a heads up. I don't think I'm gonna do a mystery stream today because I'm not sure what to play. I'm just about done with Alan Wake 2. I'm about 20 hours in, and even though I'm not quite at the end, I think I've played through enough of it that I can start working on my review, and I know what I would say. I know what I would score it. And then I think after the review's that I'll finish it. But like I'm about 90% done. So I have a good idea of where I would put this. And there's definitely some positives and a lot of negative things I can say about it, but yeah. Barry Allen's pretty cool. Well, yeah, he's the original Flash, but he's no Wally West. Wally West is my Flash. Well, see you later, chat. Gotta go now. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by, Jackie Knight. I'll be sure to catch you next week or at another video. Remember when Vegeta says, people on Earth, raise your hands and else you're all gonna die? Yeah, that was a hilarious moment. A moment I don't think we needed. I mean, if there's one thing I think the Boost saga did wrong, I think it dragged out too long. If it were me, I think it should have ended when Vegeta died. That's where it should have ended, because after that it was just a constant chain of them finding a different style of power up and then taking on a new version of Boo. Like first we tried doing fusion and that failed, and then they spent like a whole arc trying to build up Gohan's mystic form, and then that failed, and then they tried using fusion again with Vegito and that failed, and then then Kid Buu showed up. It just went on too long. like I felt like if they'd ended it with Vegeta dying, that would have been the perfect way to end that arc. Because Goku's dead, Gohan's out of the way, and for Vegeta to be willing to kill himself to protect his family, he's made a complete 180 and evolved as a character, as someone who was all about himself when we first met him, to someone who's willing to sacrifice himself for his family. That's how it should have ended. The fact that it didn't was just like, well, that just made that whole scene pointless. And they didn't really do anything with the fusions afterwards. Like, yeah. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Rocket. Hopefully I'll see you in another stream or another video. And we got like 9 more minutes left, guys. So. You guys got any other questions? Any good ones? Anything controversy to get a rise out of me or something? You guys got 9 more minutes. And the sun's down, so. Do I like sushi? I'd like to try sushi. I just don't know what's good for beginners. All I know is all I know is that people say if you're gonna try sushi, stay away from wasabi. That's like the number one key. But like if there's like some sort of like simple meal for beginners of sushi, then I'd like to try it. I'm not sure where I would go. But I'd like to try it at least once, you know. But I've heard that, you know, it's you have to be very, very careful. Like that stuff has to be cooked like perfectly, or like it's not cooked, but it has to be like served perfectly. Am I surprised with the election result? Not really. I didn't really care, but it just seemed like. Look, I don't know if there's any Trump supporters. Like, I'm not really a supporter or a hater. It just felt like. I feel like Trump supporters are a little bit more fanatical. And you have, and the only reason, what's her name? I can't even remember her name. The only reason she was put in that position was because Biden, like, physically and mentally could not do it. The guy was clearly showing some early stages of dementia, probably even a little bit before he got into office, and it just got worse over his term. So you put a mentally ill man into office to see his progression decrease, and then by the time it's election year, it's gotten really, really bad, and it's clear. And you put his vice president, who's been completely invisible for the past 4 years, and you're like, that's who you want to go with? I'm like, who's going to believe that? However, I'm surprised. I will say this. I am a little surprised that no one's made the joke that the only reason Donald Trump was president was because he went up against women. When he went up against another man, he lost. But the only times he won was when he went up against women. So I'm surprised no one's made a joke about that. Final Fantasy 15 is alright. Yeah, I agree. I think it's alright. It's got some problems. Some narrative problems. Well, I thought it was okay. It definitely, you know, knocked my viewpoint about Final Fantasy as a whole back into a positive place, because before that, it was the 13 Damnation trilogy, which I only played the first one and had a horrible time. And so I didn't play 14. And then 50 came out, and then 16 built off that. No, it's cool. No, it's cool, man. We're good. Hey, we're all friends here. You're good. That's what that's what this live stream is for. If you want to ask me a question, knock yourself out. Trust me, I've had people ask me crazier questions, but no, you're good. This is a safe place. And damn, we still got 5 minutes. So if you guys got anything else, get them out now. I'm going to take a little nap afterwards and then do some brainstorming to come up with some video ideas that I can work on next Monday, because that's the earliest I'll be able to work on anything. And then probably around 10 or 11, I'll hit the gym for like an hour and run a few miles. Yeah, you guys got anything? We're down to 4 minutes. I didn't think he was great either. I mean, dude, it's crazy. These last 4 years have gone by so fast. I literally cannot remember anything he did. And that's like the worst kind. Like, either be known for like things bad you did or things you did well, but like to not do anything. Like, honestly, here's what I think. I think it was probably my personal opinion. Everything that happened with Trump in the last 6 months, I think that's what cost him. I think that had all that craziness not happened in like the last 6 months of his term, he probably would have gotten a second one. I think a good reason that Biden won was because of those last 6 months. It was just like, it was so bad. It was so crazy. It was just like anybody but Trump. And like that's the I don't think anyone really thought Biden was like a viable candidate. Because he damn sure was no Obama. Obama did stuff. There were some good things and some negative things. Even I can see that. But I'm just like, well, he's Obama's vice. So people thought that we were getting like a diet version of Obama, and that was not the case. Like, can you guys remember the last time we actually had like a somewhat young president that had some energy? Like, it's just all these old people. That's crazy. Like, give me someone who's a little bit young. Like, not necessarily like 30s, but like, 40s. Like, someone with some energy. So you think Batman would have it? Probably not. Again, Zach, here's the problem with fighting Wesker. You have to weaken him on a genetic level first before you take him down physically. If you don't do that on a genetic level, you don't really have much of a chance. Now, unless you're like super, super, super strong, then you don't have that issue. But with Batman, like, he has to fight with his brain. So, like, I think he could survive and escape a fight with Wesker. But if he ever wanted to, like, take him down, it's going to take him... He has to analyze him somehow and study him and then come up with a plan. And then he could take him down. But, like... First time engagement, Batman would probably just try to get away. And I think he would succeed. He would be able to escape. What's up, Caleb? The stream is about to end in about a minute. So, at least thanks for stopping by and saying hi. So, I'm going to cut it there. And hopefully we, be sure to send out a notice. Letting people know. And remember, if you guys have any ideas for future videos, or topics or general questions that I can send it, because I think those type of videos will get more attention. Please just send it to me in a comment or send it to me on either my Twitter or any of my social media feeds if you want to keep it private, and I'll be sure to give you a shout out. So, again, thank you guys for stopping by to this live stream, and I will see you guys next week.